yet. For whatever reason, it's probably yet
Whatever
they
the change comes, coming with the abolition of our Imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's probably not a mistake. Will we respond actually? Will we learn to speak to the world in new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Hello.
Well, look who it is. It's YOU on a Friday night watching this absolute trash. Welcome back to another episode of the best, worst show on the internet. I'll be your host this evening. My name's Manuel Chavez the third, or the turd, depending on how you know me. And I'm the greatest who ever lived, and it doesn't really even matter what's going on. But anyways, how are you doing? What's going on with you? You having a nice day? Huh? Yeah, been a weird one. I have to say, I was like working on a printers and shit today. That's like what I did. And I've been keeping my eyeballs. I've been keeping my eyeballs to the whole entire situation to try to feel like or understand what the hell is going on in this particular Yeah. It's like things seem a little bit weird if you ask me. There's a little strangeness going on. I would have to have said, I would have to have said that, well, now, there's probably something stranger happening today. Maybe psyops, as it were. Yeah, so we got in a little bit later than we usually do. So congratulations to all the late people. And congratulations to all the early people. And congratulations to all the people that are watching this afterwards. Ha! Yeah, right. Nobody really watches the show after it plays the first time. Ain't nobody got time to go through an hour of that. You gotta get in there. You gotta start putting timestamps and stuff like that. Make the smaller videos and be like, excuse me, are you paying me for this? No? Shut the fuck up. Anyways. The psyops are rising. I guess that's what we would have to say today. That's what I feel like the meat and potatoes of this particular subject is because a wild manifesto has appeared. Yeah, so what? A manifesto of what? Well, a manifesto from the alleged CyberTruck bomber has appeared on the internet, and it has, I guess, brought people ablaze on both sides, wondering if it's real or if it's fake or if it's a psyop or whatever. And, we're going to be getting into that. Well, we'll get into some extra stuff about the very rare chemicals that they found in the bombs that were placed near the New Orleans truck attacks, even though those bombs, I guess, apparently didn't go off. And, I mean, yeah, we got Trump having to face a hush money case and getting sentenced. The president or the incoming president's going to get sentenced in that hush money case. The Stormy Daniels hush money case, as it were. The one where he didn't actually have sex with Stormy Daniels, but since Stormy Daniels is still coming out there being all like, yeah, he had a little dick. And then, yes, Mike Johnson, that little cocksucker, he got reelected the House Speaker for the GOP. So, yeah, it's going to be Israel first for the next 4 years. So I hope all of you shithead Americans enjoy all that shit. We voted for America first in Trump, but, Trump's got to satiate his donors because he's trying to get elected again. Oh, wait, no, he's not going to get elected again, so he doesn't really give a shit as to what he's doing right now. And obviously, it looks like, you know what, we're the United States of Israel, and I say fuck that. When they come start knocking down our doors and arresting us and shit like that, well, they won't be able to get me because I'll be a 55-foot tall fucking robot and they won't be able to do nothing to stop me. Yeah. Bring it, bitch. Anyways, what's up to some of the people in the chat that we got that decided to come grace us with our presence, like the Ape Show? He says, what a day. Really? What a day? Was it really a crazy day? Anyways, nice to see you. How's it going? A Chicken Little says so. Oh my indeed. Oh my indeed. What's up to Annihilate Me? Hello, and hopefully you're doing okay, you weirdo. Hello to Nick A. He says, crazy days, keep your head on a swivel. What, really? Was it that crazy? I didn't think it was that crazy of a day. We got Bud Satani. How's it going there, Bud Satani? Nice to see you over there. Hoping we were smoking some nice weed. What is up to my boy JR Riggs? Nice to see you. Just a quick simple sup. Yep, sup, dude. Nice to see you. Thank you. How's it going to not a new user? Nice, not a new user. Hello. The Magic Poop Man. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you on the channel in a while. I see you lost that membership. He remembered to cancel. That guy's actually smart. Good to see you there, brother. Hopefully you're doing pretty well. I'm doing all right. I mean, I think I'm doing all right. Can we define all right? Right? Do we know how to define that? Define being all right, but yeah, I guess without further ado, we could just jump into the actual meat and potatoes of the show. And it's the email, right, dude? I feel like I'm back in 2016, 2017, 2018 looking at emails and shit. Damn, motherfucker. People are still using emails to do shit? Wow. Anyways, this is allegedly an email that was sent by Matthew Livisberger, a man who apparently blew up his Cybertruck in front of the Trump Tower building hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. And a lot of people are saying it's a terrorist attack, but I guess if you read this letter, it maybe seems like it might be a little different now. But real quick, before everybody jumps over to conclusions and shit, there's a few things that I want to point out here is that it seems a little fucky. I'm not really even going to sugarcoat that. This whole situation with the release of this manifesto seems fucky in a lot of ways. Number one, it wasn't released from law enforcement partners of any kind, right? I've only seen it in a few different areas on the internet. I mean, I've been seeing it all over Twitter, and obviously some of the bigger news networks are starting to talk about it, but yeah, I don't know. And there's people on both sides of this thing that I guess have good valid points, but what I want to point out first of all is that we don't have, it's a Proton Mail email, right? That it was received at. We don't know who they were sending it to. We don't know where it was coming from. We don't have any MX data to verify that it's an actual real email. So there's a whole lot here, right? They could have gotten away from all of this if they would have just showed him, going into his Proton Mail and pulling up the email, and then that right there would have pretty much alleviated anybody's concern about this being fake. But as it stands right now, there are some people out there that believe that this could be a forgery because the individual that released it has actually released apparently some fake emails in the past, and we'll get into that. But I figured I would preface it as, for as far as I know, it seems like it's supposed to be real, but as far as I know, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, ex-CIA released this. Just the whole entire situation just kind of seems a little bit suspect, okay? So, without further ado, we can get back to the email. And apparently, somebody named Samosor received this email from allegedly Matt Liversberger himself. And basically, within this document is a discussion. They released a whole hour-long talk today about them going over it. I'm going to go ahead and just read it because it gives us, I guess, a little bit of background here. But, let me make sure I tell you that we haven't received any MX information. I mean, it looks like a screenshot of an email, but the fact that there's you see how there's little dots under the letters and stuff like that? That to me indicates that there is some type of spell check that's going on within the browser. So we're looking at the body of the message as they're taking it. They're looking at this in an editor. The screenshot that they released was released from somebody looking at an editor, because why else would they have all of the underlined red line dots? That's just not a normal thing, and it's trying to spell check all of that stuff. Yeah. So it would only be spell checking that in the browser if it was a Proton Mail email or any other email, if somebody had it open and was either going to be forwarding it to somebody else or whatever. And then the other thing here is that even if they were trying to verify if the email is real, this is a forwarded messages. They forwarded it to another place, and basically it defeats any purpose of there being any MX records. So we would either have to look at the actual original email that was sent to the original mail before it was forwarded over to this other Sean guy. But all I'm saying is that the whole thing seems a little fucky, if you ask me. And you're not asking me, but I'm telling you that you should probably take a step back. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, here's the email. In case I do not make it to my decision point on the Mexican border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until Jan 1st, and keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. What we have been seeing with drones is an operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China and the East Coast, but throughout history the U.S. Only we in China have this capability. The OPCEN location for this activity in the boxes below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic submarines for years, but this activity has recently picked up. As of now, it is just a show of force. They are using it similar to how they use the air balloons for Signet and ISR, which is also part of an integrated comm systems where there are dozens of those balloons in the air at any given time. So, what is because of speed and stealth of these unmanned AC, they are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate. USG needs to give the history of this and how we are employing it and weaponizing it and how China is employing them and what its way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast. I have been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are also looking to move on me and are unlikely to let me cross into Mexico, but I won't because they know that I am Nard and I have massive VBIED. Yeah, I have a massive VBIED. I have to maintain a visible profile and I have to keep my phone because they're definitely digitally tracking me. I have knowledge of the program, also war crimes that were covered up during airstrike into Brooks Providence, Afghanistan in 2019 by the admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA. I've conducted targeting for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were stuck because of CIVCAS, and hundreds of civilians were killed in a day. U.S. FORA continues strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble aircraft and CENTCOM. The UN basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of the cover-up of the U.S. FORA and Agent Blank, it's redacted, and of the DEA, so I don't know if the abduction attempt is related to either. I worked for Jen Miller's IO staff on this, as well as in response to Bala Murgab. AOB-S commander at the time, Blank, can validate this. You will need to elevate this to the media so we avoid war because this is mutually assured destruction situation. Preventing my LinkedIn is Matt Berg or Matthew Livisberger, an active duty 18Z out of my 110 profile pic is public. I have an active TSSIC with the UAP and a USAP access. Sent from my Proton Mail for Android. Yeah. Well, now, that seems a little bit strange. There was a couple words in there that I didn't actually understand. I've heard of gravitic propulsion before. Gravitic propulsion is something that is, what would you call that? What would be the most nice thing of calling that? Sci-fi? Yeah, that sounds pretty sci-fi though. But yes, I mean, you gotta realize though, is when you look up gravitic propulsion, it does come up with the Gravity Control Propulsion Research Program from the United States of America, where, that's basically what they're talking about. It's a subject that has been around. They called it electrogravitics or e-gravitics or G projects, gravitics, gravity control, gravity propulsion. Publicized goals were to develop technologies and theories of manipulating gravity or gravity-like fields for propulsion, although general relativity theories appeared to prohibit anti-gravity propulsion. Several programs were funded to develop the gravitation research from 1955 to 1974. Many of the contributors in the general relativity of these golden age of the government. Interesting as it were. Interesting as it were. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. So that's probably the first crazy portion of this whole thing. So they're saying that the drones are electrogravitic craft that have an unlimited payload capacity and probably use some type of nuclear propulsion system that generates all the massive amounts of energy that they're using to fly around. Or maybe they got some crazy fusion technology that I haven't heard about. But yes, that's the first thing. And as you can see over here on Wikijudopedia or whatever, they already have 2000 Matthew Libesberger talking about that. So, it's already made its way into the Wikipedia zeitgeist. So, I mean, does that mean that the email is real? Apparently, we're just kind of going with the email is real. I haven't seen anything or that it shows me that it's real that, I have done personally when I've shown somebody how you properly vet an email by opening an account and showing them the MX records and, transfer sources and shit like that. The things that we haven't gotten on this, all we got is like, hey, somebody farted this to me. Trust me, bro. Which is crazy, but it's it doesn't really feel like a manifesto, right? It feels more of like, they're going to kill me, I'm a whistleblower, and it really lends a lot of credence into, I guess, everybody saying that, maybe somebody got him and then they tried to blow him up or something. Which is pretty fucking insane, to be frank. Yeah. It's pretty fucking insane, to be frank. To be frank indeed. Maybe it's a message of some kind. I don't know. I don't know, my mans. What I do know is that this is the timeline that people have been putting together from the start. We saw this image yesterday. This is the same image that we saw from yesterday with some additions that show when he was in Las Vegas, New Mexico, and they said that the email was sent to Sean Ryan when he was somewhere in the area of Gallup, New Mexico. And they said basically something very significant happened to this guy from in between Gallup, New Mexico, and his final location in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I mean, there's a strong possibility of that, right? Because, like, if you think about it, there's air bases that go in between there all the way for where he's going. He's driving by air bases, actually, if you'd really talk about it. And I mean, most of the most PSYOP stuff that happens is actually happening out of Vegas. That's where most of those people are going. When you get on a Janet and when you get on a Janet flight and go to secret research facilities and stuff like that, like you're getting on the plane in Vegas. Just saying. That means something. What does it mean? That's all for you to figure the fuck out. But yes, they say if Matthew Livisberger sent the email at 10:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, it means that it was 8:42 a.m. Mountain Time when the Cybertruck was said to be in Gallup, New Mexico, based on his charging station maps. That means that he sent the email when he was already in Gallup, Mexico, after leaving Denver, Colorado. This was about 26 hours before the truck explodes. Keep in mind, if you read the manifesto, he says he's being followed by the FBI and wants to go to Mexico. So there's no mention of him going to Las Vegas or Trump Tower, which is kind of weird because, well, why would you go to Vegas? He was in Arizona. All he had to do was in Flagstaff, make a turn and go south, and he would have basically been able to take the 17 to the 10 to fucking the border, and he would have been able to get over the border. Like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, like, first of all, it sounds pretty crazy to the fact that he went into all of this. Any of this is actually coming out in the first place, but now you're trying to tell me that I gotta believe a whole different story, right? I gotta believe a whole different story? It just don't make a lot of sense, dude. Don't make a lot of sense. Oh, look at that. We got Pixel Pixie. Hello, Pixel Pixie. Nice to see you. And then we get Rob O'Neill as well. Hello, Rob O'Neill. And Cosmos. Yeah, nice to see all you guys. That's really interesting. Yeah, see, it was crazy. When I was in Korea, they disappeared a guy like that to join a Delta group. He had to said he had to have an operation and then he never came back. Must have just faked his death to disappear him. It's interesting, bud. Well, the situation does get a little bit stranger, my friends. We got guys like General Mike Flynn saying, I'm not buying any of it. Donald Trump needs to stay safe and protected. These attacks make zero sense, but the facts that we do know don't lead to anything that makes sense yet. And then he is quote tweeting Inside Edition, Las Vegas Cybertruck suspect Matthew Livisberger took part in a military TV reality competition on the History Channel. Yeah. Okay. That's not sketchy. Yeah, that's normal as shit, bro. No way, dude. No way, bro. No fucking way, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? The guy was a what? He was a TV show? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. No way. Nuh-uh. What the hell is this? John Griggs says Mike Flynn hired Manny to make Q. No, that's incorrect. I've never even spoken to Mike Flynn in my life. And I created QAnon on the back of Mike Flynn so that assholes would look up his fucking associations to the Israelis and how he was basically getting paid to push the most dangerous hacking tools and spywares created by the Israelis to spy on Americans and people abroad so that they could kill them and ruin their lives and shit. So yeah, fuck you, John Griggs. You're a piece of shit. And you're a liar. And you can suck my dick. Yeah. Fucking bitch. Fuck you. Nah, man. Fuck you, dude. Suck a dick. Suck a dick. That's all I gotta say. Suck a dick, bro. Suck a motherfucking cock. Now, wait. Hold up. Dude, I know I had this video. Oh, here it is. Las Vegas CyberTruck bomber Matthew Livisberger participated in a reality TV show on Inside Edition on the History Channel. What the fuck? Green Berets? SF?
It's a reality show that pits teams of elite soldiers from around the world against each other.
Matt and Tim from the U.S. Army Special Forces, better known as the Green Berets.
Matthew Livisberger and his partner Tim.
Come on, man! Nah! You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro! Siri? That can't be real! He was on this? I mean, it's history TV, so,
Kelly, both Green Berets, appeared on the Ultimate Soldier Challenge 12 years ago on the History Channel. They not only won, it wasn't even close.
They not only won,
for television, they always try to make it a little bit more competitive, but we swept the whole entire show.
When he appeared on the show, Livisberger used a shortened version of his name, Matt Berg.
Matt Berg. You gotta be fucking joking, dude. No way, bro. Get the fuck out of here. They killed it. I remember watching this. They won, and it wasn't even a goddamn question. They were so good. They were so ahead. That's why when somebody tells me that they were a Navy SEAL, I'm like, all right, so you can swim a little bit.
So it took Tim Kelly a while to put two and two.
That's a joke. Please don't kill me, Navy SEALs. I don't want to have to come back to life and murder all your families because you killed me.
Two together.
And then I saw a Matt Berg with a older photo of him, and I was like, oh no. Dude, I know that guy. And then it just tore my heart out because he was a really great Green Beret.
And what was he like?
He was a really great Green Beret. I mean, yeah, right up until the end, he was a great Green Beret. And then this happened. This terrorist attack? Is it a terrorist attack? Do we still call it a terrorist attack? Is it just what did this guy have on Elon Musk, dude? Honestly, I think Elon Musk is a prime suspect in this shit.
He was charming. He was talented. He was personable. He was kind. He was all the things that you would expect from a Green Beret.
At one point during the show, Livisberger lost his cool in the 90-plus degree heat.
I'm about to throw up, man. I got heat exhaustion, man. I need to take the off right now.
Tim Kelly says he hadn't heard from Livisberger for a few years.
It just had a metaphorically does not make sense. From everything that I have heard, he was universally valued.
It was the drone fog that got him all jacked up. All right, Mr. Blacksmith, I fucking see you out there. I like where your head's at.
By his team, by his peers. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense, and it is.
Why is this dude smiling and shit?
It's just horrifically heartbreaking.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I was out there in the 90-degree heat. Bitch, I grew up in the... dude, my mom used to make me go mow the lawn when it was 120 degrees outside. My dad and my mom, they would leave me a big old list of chores and shit to do, and I'd be like, I liked the list of chores because it was I could, mark them off, and then I felt good after. I felt decent after I did all that hard-ass work. But I'd be outside digging ditches and shit, and it'd be hot as fuck, way over 90 degrees and shit. I was drinking that water out the hose, motherfucker. bitching about 90 degrees. Shut the fuck up. Drink some fucking water. Don't be a bitch. So yeah. This is Alex Jones's boy, Tim Kennedy. Yeah, that's right. So all of a sudden, this guy is super close to the Flynn networks, I guess. Yeah, that's what people are saying. Now, in order to post some more goodness out there, I got to go to this fat fuck, Ryan McBeth, who apparently has a lot to say about this email chain that came out here. And I want to be, I guess, yeah, you need to see it. So this is Ryan McBeth. Ryan McBeth has some things to tell you about this email and the individuals associated with the email, and then they're passed with emails that were allegedly fake.
Sean Ryan and this guy Sam Shoemate are lying to you. This guy Sam Shoemate runs this conspiracy theory account called Terminal CWO. I actually caught him last year spreading fake emails that claimed U.S. pilots weren't getting enough flight hours because all the money was being sent to Ukraine. He's your typical garden variety conspiracy theorist. He was kicked out of the Army because he didn't want to take the COVID vaccine, and I can kind of understand that. But dude, don't go around spreading conspiracy theories because you have an axe to grind. So now this guy has a new fake email, and Sean Ryan let him on his show to talk about how the CyberTruck bomber is actually still alive, and he knows gravitic propulsion systems are actually being used by China in drones on the East Coast. This guy is wackadoodle, and Sean Ryan let him just talk. So regarding Sam Shoemate, I basically have a bunch of JSON data on the guy, and I told him if he lied again.
I have a bunch of JSON data on it. What, you scraped his tweets, motherfucker? Like, show me the proof it's fake, bitch.
And what happened, but I guess he chose not to listen. So now we're going to do it the hard way, which is actually kind of the way I prefer. So keep in mind, when you listen to this guy, he already has a history of just making up emails out of thin air. He did it with this story, which he posted on Instagram last year. And Sean Ryan, shame on you. Shame on you for not vetting these sources. Sean Ryan.
Yeah. So, big questions to be answering right now. Is the email real? Is the email fake? Did we get any information from them to be able to ascertain whether the email was real or fake? No. We got trust me, bro. Okay? And now, I'm not a fan of Ryan McBeth, but he seems to understand at least a little bit of what I'm saying right now, is because he actually believes he's got the information that says that these guys were lying about this shit before in another area, and all of a sudden just so happened to be part of this particular situation once again, which isn't exactly what you thought that you were going to get from me on this particular situation. I fucking bet. But yeah, one of his things is that he actually figured out that this guy was posting under a different handle because, well, he was looking at some JSON data that apparently told me that these guys are the same person, apparently. I mean, I don't know, it's because they were utilizing the same software or some other shit. I don't know. I figured out he faked an email claiming that Fort Novasil had no money to fly aircraft, and the email was a laughable fake. Here's the original fake post. So, this guy could be a Fed, right? Or the other guy could be a Fed. I don't know which one. I mean, we're basically the Spider-Man picture right now where everybody's pointing at each other being all like, you're a Fed! No, you're a Fed! No, you're a Fed! And right now, I don't know who's a Fed or what, but I know one dude's too fat to be a Fed, and then the other dude, I mean, I don't know. No, it just feels, feels wrong. There's something going on here. And even more so, you can see that they were actually posting this shit.
Emailed me and told me he was being watched by the FBI and Homeland Security, but they weren't going to do anything.
Headers are dated in JSON? Yeah, I guess. Russell Dufresne, Defango is not a Fed. Thank you. No, I'm not a Fed. I just work for them sometimes because they contract me because they don't have anybody else. It's really sad that they actually have to ask for me to do shit
to him
sometimes.
because he had a V-bid. I'm not fucking playing, dude. I have the email. I'm shaking, man.
So this email came in on December 31st at 10:42 a.m. That is Tuesday.
Wait, is this Russian disinformation? Or is the fat guy Russian disinformation, J.R. Riggs? Which one's Russian disinformation? Who is it? Is it Sean Ryan and his homeboy, Sam Osar, or is it Matthew Berg? I can't keep this shit straight.
He said, in case I do not make it to my decision point or onto the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this. And
Edmond 7, you're not allowed to complain about not getting alerts. It's been like that for 5 fucking years, homie. Did you think it was going to change? Nah, but it's good to see you, Edmond 7. Sorry that you're not getting your alerts and that YouTube hates you and they're a piece of shit. Just make sure you hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and make sure it says all, and then go onto your phone and make sure that you actually allow notifications on your phone, or you're never going to see them. You're just never going to see them. Never going to see them.
Until 1 January and keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. What we have been seeing with drones, he puts that in quotes, he says drones, is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems.
Look at him reading the email off a printed sheet of paper. I hate this right now. Like, honestly, I don't know who to fucking believe, or if it's Ryan Macbeth, or whatever the fuck, you know, like... You know, one thing to be certain here is that Ryan Macbeth doesn't offer up any actual substance to his claims that the last time that email was messed up, because if we go back here, let's just take a look at his little YouTube video.
Is the U.S. Army unable to fly helicopters because of money sent to Ukraine? So this popped up on Instagram from an account called Terminal CWO, and he uses this email as proof that people can't train because of money sent to Ukraine. But this email smells. It references Fort Rucker in Alabama. The Fort Rucker changed its name to Fort Novacell in April of 2023. And the FSXXI funding, which is basically flight simulation services run by General Dynamics, had its name changed to FSTTS in May of 2023. So if these documents are true, they're at least a year old. This is called DIP, or deceptive imagery persuasion. It's a tactic that Russia often uses to make ignorant people think they're looking at authentic documents. So, buddy, I don't know who the hell you think you are, but I'm going to be at Fort Novacell in 2 weeks doing a story about how the Army runs flight school. So if you're not a coward, come find me. And if you are running a PSYOP in my country, I'm going to find you first. I guarantee it.
Oh. Yeah, dude, over at Fort Incel, bro? I guess, dude. Who is Ryan Macbeth? We gotta have to look into this guy. Intel analyst, software architect, cybersecurity guy, Newsmax commentator, author, typical SIG guy. I mean, right now, he's actually sounding like me, because I go to military bases and I do stuff all the time. Right? Interesting. I do work for the government sometimes. This guy seems to do work for the government sometimes, but he doesn't seem to be really trying to push a whole lot, and his whole entire Intel analyst background history seems to be against fucking foreign, what do they call that? He seems to be against foreign disinformation operations of some kind. And he's over there at Fort Incel, and if you didn't know, they call it Fort Incels because that's where all the fucking nerds are at, and where all the people who can't get laid go work. Which is funny that I'm not there, I guess. But then again, I'm not a fucking incel. I could get bitches if I want. Yeah, dude. I need to get on this show one day and be like, everybody be like, oh, what are you doing today? Be like, oh yeah, I just woke up from a bunch of fucking. Yeah, you'll probably never hear that coming out of my mouth. Anyways, so, well, fuck. He's an incel for show, says Larry Fishman. Yeah, he definitely seems like he knows what he's talking about in a lot of this stuff, but he was probably in there, but he's also fucking obsessed with Russian disinformation. And I do believe this guy is a Trump hater.
President-elect Trump attended the Army-Navy game this Saturday, and this kind of broke the internet because people claimed that President Biden had never attended one. Now, if you're a foreigner or you just don't watch football if Lamar Jackson isn't playing, the Army-Navy game is an annual game between the service academies of the U.S. Army and the U.S. Navy. Now, the accusation that the president hasn't gone to any games in the past 4 years is true. The last Army-Navy game attended by Joe Biden was in 2012, and he was vice president then under Obama, so yes, President Biden has never attended an Army-Navy game as president. Now, there was also some controversy about President Trump saluting while in civilian clothes. Believe it or not, the National Defense Authorization Act 2008 specifically allowed veterans who were not in uniform to render a hand salute during the national anthem. So is President Trump authorized to salute? I mean, he was the commander-in-chief of the entire U.S. military, although that was done as a civilian. It doesn't really look like there's a rule for this. It doesn't seem like it's required, but I don't think it's disrespectful. And when you watch football today, I want you to remember one thing. The Star-Spangled Banner is Baltimore's anthem. You guys are just borrowing it.
Interesting. Maybe he's not such a Trump hater after all. So, okay, good. Good. And then the cigar. The cigar is definitely a nice touch. So, this guy's definitely was in the military at one point. Now is some kind of contractor or whatever the fuck. And he's doing intel analyst work and whatnot. So, I think I actually respect his opinion at least a little bit more. All of a sudden. Now, I'm not trying to discount what's being said, but as far as I can tell, the first time that I, use light top, slight ashy, what the fuck? I don't know what that means. Anyways, as far as I can tell right now, it's not looking good, okay? Like, everything else that's happening around this, we pretty much had all of the information, so we thought, and now we got this fucky email coming out, and half of the population thinking one thing, but we actually have some folks out there that are trying to say it. And I wanted to point out here, too, is that somebody on X, Scott McNahan, at Bigger Truth, says, this is the punchline of a Sean Ryan video today. And it's 100% Flynn Network. No accident that Flynn staged a completely phony argument with Ryan on X. Was straight up fake cover for what they both knew was coming. His guest was DOC Doc Chambers and straight up Flynn Network. He was involved in a bogus story spread only by Ann Vandersteel and Laura Logan, who were part of the Flynn Network, and the rest of the Flynn Podcaster Network, about heat-seeking missiles coming across the border to target Trump Air Force One, or Trump Force One. That was in September. I wrote yesterday about these narratives and how a strange series of coincidences followed. Both the Nola terrorist was really motivated by Islam. I personally doubt it. And the CyberTruck guy spent time at Fort Bragg under McChrystal. Both rented their vehicles for the same obscure app. The second attempt did golf course assassination, went to Fort Bragg over 100 times. The alleged third assassin, Van Miller, who I personally do not believe wanted to commit violence, was certainly looking for troubles, his bestie with Flynn's top lieutenant, Ivan Rankin. And they also filmed an interview with Cliven Bundy where Rankin was itching to recreate another Bundy-type armed conflict with the feds. Flynn repeatedly talked assassination before the 13th. Flynn spent over 3 years running a contingency campaign for president and was positioned to be able to take over the National Republican Convention in the absence of Trump. Flynn created a network of NPC broadcasters that parrot his narratives, just like we've seen with the MSN. Flynn Media Network was full of it's all rigged, so the point narratives leading up to the general election is Trump were working on building a campaign of hope and being too big to rig. And after the election, the Flynn Network was focused on 3 sets of narratives, promoting hatred of Trump in subtle, overt ways. A massive wave of terrorism is coming. Flynn said himself 30 days before January 20th, we had 30 days to Armageddon. And all government is hopelessly corrupt. So get ready to take the law into your own hands, starting at the local community. Could it be another coincidence that Sean Ryan and Flynn had a completely fake spat yesterday before Ryan overtly uses his high-profile interview to push Flynn narratives of it'll be very bloody in 2025, so get ready, get angry, and in low involved locally? Could it be another coincidence that the guy that he interviews works for Flynn's network, Doc Chambers? Could it be another coincidence that the whole Flynn network is mobilized promoting this interview as the absolute truth? Think for yourself. Reject the psyops. Don't let them manipulate you into fear and anger. Think about this. Even though every single Dem in the House showed up today, the Republicans came together to elect the Trump-endorsed Mike Johnson as Speaker of the House, ensuring that the H6 certification will not be delayed. Think about this. Saturday, the Republicans will meet for a camp to retreat to unify and strategize how to get crap done this year. And think about this. 2 weeks, Lord willing, Trump will be inaugurating, setting the tone for what will hopefully be a great presidency. And think about your families and your communities, your job or business, and how you can think things a little bit better. Yeah.
So what I basically want to say is it's going to be a bloody 2025. I think that's very obvious. And so for those of you that are looking for something to do and if finally come to the realization that our government is failing us, here's what you need to do. You need to get with your local communities. You need to, especially schools. Schools are very vulnerable no matter how many active shooters we have in the schools. The infrastructure that's been put in, which is minimal to none, a lot of schools still have none.
School shooters.
You better start holding your schools accountable, and you better start raising hell and having them upgrade security no matter what the cost, because no matter what the cost is, it's not gonna amount to the loss of life that we will potentially see throughout the United States.
Yeah. So, damn. So is it real or is it fake? Have I broken it down well enough just yet? Have we brought you enough sides to make your own decision? Because, I mean, we have people that are overtly against the narrative just because they don't like these two. They're not even talking about Flynn. We got the people that hate these guys because of the Flynn network, and then we have these guys telling us that they have the 100% truth on this whole entire matter. And as far as I see it, like, it seems like it's pretty fucking fake to me, actually. I mean, doesn't seem like it's real to me. I haven't seen anything that would lead me to believe that either of these guys, excluding Sean Ryan, is actually being truthful. And being a former SEAL CIA contractor, yeah. Mm-mm. And, you know, some people say that Sean Ryan's a solid guy. I mean, I don't know, man. Seems a little too fake, real fake. Yeah, it just doesn't seem fucking real to me whatsoever.
Sam Shoemate, welcome to the show, man. Appreciate it.
And this is their interview.
I'm nervous about this one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, dude, you should be nervous sometimes when you're putting out some fucking information like this. Fucking wild. It's wild that you guys went up with this like that.
I'm really nervous about this one. So yesterday I come into work and our stuff's been exploding.
CEO of Vigilance Elite, former Navy SEAL, former CIA contractor.
Because of the Sarah Adams, Scott Mann legend, did an interview with Masood kind of warning everybody about it's going to be a lot of terrorism here in 2025. Didn't take long. Jan 1, it hit. And, it's interesting. We couldn't get any mainstream media's outlets to pay attention to those interviews. And nobody would really give Sarah a voice. Now everybody wants to give Sarah a voice because...
Yeah, we're not going to watch that whole thing. But he does say the real email manifesto was sent to Samos, or... Well, I mean... I never saw the guy. You know, we were seeing these emails passed out. This is what they were reading. And obviously, there ain't a whole lot of weight behind it, right? Like, I haven't seen anybody in the mainstream media really kicking off about it. Like, I have seen stuff about the actual bomber, and I've seen Green Beret behind this wrote a New Year's letter signaling a mental health crisis. Like, this is the only thing that I've seen from CBC News or CBS News, but I can't even look at it because it's fucking behind an ad blocker. So, think about that. Right? The only one that we got. Let's see. More stories like this. Save for later. And that's the only one that it gave me 5 hours ago. Sean used to be a coke dealer in Colombia. Yeah, once CIA, always CIA, apparently. Yeah. And the more you look at it, the email from Matthew Littisberger, the drones on the East Coast are using gravity manipulation in China. That's pretty fucking insane, bro. Director of National Intelligence, April Haynes, is the ringleader on the slow drip UFO cover-up theory. Okay. I mean, you gotta know, if this letter from alleged Tesla bomber is real, it explains the UAP presence. Oh yeah, if it's real. Yeah, is this the sword that Sean R. is gonna die on? I don't know, man. But as far as I can tell, it doesn't seem to be very, very real to me. In any sense of the world. I mean, obviously, it just kind of fucking looks fucking fake. And then the more it looks fake, the more I see guys like Brandon Herrera coming in there saying that it's fucking real.
On December 31st at 10:42 a.m. That is Tuesday. He said,
"Oh, look at that! How come this
version in case
of it,
I do not
how come this version of it isn't getting spell checked?
Make it to my decision point or onto the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until..."
Please do not release this. Well, nobody really cares what you want there, Jordan. We've already been discussing this thing for a while now, so you just showed up. You could just rewind. Dipshit. Hate that guy. Anyways, like, some people are just ridiculous with this shit. Want to take it out of order. Want to run the shows at their own way. Oh yeah, that's not how it works, bitch. Not how it works, bitch. It's not how it works. So, where do we go from here? I don't really know, man. I don't really know. Doesn't seem real to me. Seems like a bunch of fake fucking shit. And the fact that more of the mainstream media folks haven't come forward and said anything about it makes me very clear to see that, yeah, there's some shit going on here, right? Like, Intel analysts, I don't know, man. I don't know. And that's it, man. That's all I really have for you today. I figured I wanted it to be really pointed and drill it right down to the point, because there's a lot of shenanigans about this whole thing. Scream PSYOP doesn't fit the narrative whatsoever. Even the normal narrative that's out there right now doesn't seem to be pretty good. And now here we are, looking at it this way. So take what you've learned and go talk about it on the internet. I guess be careful who you follow. Either way, much love to you. Hopefully you have a good day now. Bye-bye. See you later. Hopefully that puts it in a perspective for you. Because it should.